Does American justice system follow American values? America is known as a country of human rights. When you talk to about America, people think it's a country of human rights, a country which respects all values, all human rights. These values are equality, justice, conformity. So, all the constitution, the constitution and the law in America require all the institution to respect those values, regardless of the individual belief, religion, race, and social status. American justice has known the racism which exists since the colonial era. This racism has a lot of ways. So the book Just Mercy will illustrate how racism exists in American justice system. The first way of racism in American justice system is the racial bias. The racial bias exists in American system, which means colored people and white people are not treated the same. So we will take a case of McMillan. McMillan was a young man, was a young black man who was living in a neighborhood, in a white people neighborhood. McMillan fall in love with a white woman, and they was seeing each other, and they had affair, and they had an interracial sex, which was prohibited and seen as a crime at that time. So McMillan was accused of murdering a white man who was working on his laundry store. McMillan has proved some alibi to the justice that the first thing that he was away, a mile away of the day and the place of the crime scene, and he proved them that he wasn't even in the same in a place of the scene. And McMillan families also has testified that he is not the person who committed the crime. Despite of those alibi, the justice system put McMillan in a death row. And the second thing is the criminals suspect based on the color. Criminal suspect based on a color, which means that black people are more likely to be the criminal because only the color, their color. So the black people are suspected by police despite of they committed the crime or not. So in the case that we can see is gonna be case of Mr. Steven. Mr. Steven was sitting on his car. he was sitting on his car and listened to the music. When he was getting off of his car, there was two policemen coming to him, and they asked him, and they first took him, throw him from the car, and start searching and put the gun on him. And they was searching in his car, and they throw his paper, all the paper from the glove compartment on a street, and they searched the car, and they didn't find anything. And they asked him, and he asked them, "Why are you treating me like that?" Mr. Stevenson asked him, and the policeman said, "You are lucky because we didn't kill you." We got a call from a neighborhood. We got a call from somebody who was telling us that you are suspect. So he asked the policeman, and they didn't give him any information about it. And the next day, he went to the police station to fill a complaint. Over there, they ignored him. They didn't listen to him, and they ignored him. And he was attorney, but he didn't tell them that he was attorney. And he follow a process, and he write a process, and he write a letter and sends him. And they send him back, and they say police job is very complicated, and he's lucky he didn't be suspect. That's the only thing they told him. So in this case, we can see that the prejudicial attitude against colored people, even they didn't commit the crime. So we can see also the police brutality against black people. According to a website called vitana.org, they say 97% of police brutality, subject of police brutality, are black people. So we can understand from that police brutality is black people are likely to be subject of police brutality, not the white people. So those are three ways racial bias and criminal suspect of black people based on their color, and the police brutality against black people, that we can understand that this should be reviewed. This should be change in the American justice system. Thank you.